Hey guys, I'm making a video on upstream cell culture. Um, so I'm gonna go through different stages of shake flask, wave bioreactor, and sub bioreactor. So for example, the molecule I'm working on right now, it has a 250 ml shake flask. This is passage one right after the vial thaw. Then it goes to 100,000 ml and minus 7 stage, then another 1000 ml stage, then to 200 ml, 2000 ml stage, and then to 2 times 3000 ml shake flask. Then it goes to the wave bioreactor. Um, my bad. 7 liter, around 20 liters, and minus 3, 20 liters, and minus 2, and then it goes to the n minus 1, and then they do then it goes to the 500 liters and bioreactor. Give me a second. So in this stage it is around roughly 10% of the working volume, so it's roughly um 50 ml. So 20% is the working volume. Then it goes to 1000 liter. Sometimes it could be 3000 liter, 3000 ml shake flask. And then one thing that you have to keep in mind, all these passages, passage 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., they're 3 days each. And so n minus 3 and n minus 2 are, so in each stage they increase the seeding. So from this stage to this stage, they increase the seeding density to they increase the seeding density slightly, and then from n minus 3 to n minus 2 there's a drawdown. No, it's not a drawdown, it's a rebatch. So they increase from 7 liters to 20 liters, and so in the seeding bioreactor, there's a target seed VCD, which is roughly around 8 times 10 to the power 5, and which is 20 liters, and then 7 times 10 to the power 5 cells per ml. Sorry, yeah. And then the seed VCD for the bioreactor is higher, and give me 1 second. And 7 times 10 to the power 5 cells per. Sorry, my bad. Um, so there is a seeding VCD for n minus one, and then the seeding VCD for n is higher, slightly higher. Give me 1 second. Then so sample measurements. So one thing that you have to keep in mind is shake flask. They do the sample measurement on the floor. So day zero and final VCD and viability. Wave bag, daily VCD viability, daily pH, CO2, O2 daily metabolites and osmolality. For N reactor, you have to do day 6 PCV, bioreactor titer, and day 12 final day premiere titer. So the cell analyzer is used for VCD and viability measurement, and you can use CDEX Bio for metabolites, lactate, glucose, and ammonia concentration, and blood gas analyzer is used for pH, PCO2, partial CO2, and partial O2. Media. N has different media for batching perfusion and harvest perfusion. I listed it as X1, X2, X3. N minus 1, it's a complete. N minus 1 and Wave have the similar media. So that is represented by A1 and A2. I'll go into more depth um, for Wave and N minus 1 and N. So the purpose of the shake flask is to provide sufficient cell mass that can be inoculated to the next stage, and that is required to meet target seed density. Um, and media warming is usually done in water bath, but in some cases it can also be performed in incubators. Um, and then once and then you warm up the media, you do the thaw, and then everything is aseptically transferred to the shake flask where the media A1 that I mentioned before is there, and then you do the it and then the shake flask is transferred to the incubator, which could be humidified control depending on the facility, or the CO2 controlled. And then there is a fun part, and the fun part is when you do the calculations to um, for inoculation, you do the calculation for inoculation volume for shake flask. So you need to know the so basically you have the volume of you need to know the inoculation volume, and then in order to do that you need to know the target seed density, and then um and you also need to know the target shake flask working volume, and then you divide that by um final VCD of previous step. So this will give you the volume of inoculation. So I'll write it down here. And then you also need to know the media volume. Um, so once you calculate the inoculation volume from the previous stage, then the next step is to calculate the media volume, and that is determined by your. So all you have to do is um, your target volume for that shake flask minus the inoculation volume. This will give you your media volume. Okay, and then the third one is for the for culture bag. It's similar. Um, so for the wave bag, you have the VCD target, and then you times that by the media volume, a batch of medium volume of media, uh, and then you divide that by VCD uh, of previous stage minus VCD total. So you have to hang on to me 1 second. So oh my goodness, we have an calculation. So you have the target VCD. times the media volume, right? VCD target times media volume. Um, V of an calculation of wave bioreactor. Wave. VCD targets time V media, and then so here you have VCD target, VCD working volume, VCD final, and here you have VCD target times V media, volume of media.